$1,200 monthly checks for everyone. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, now if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for any length of time now, you probably heard me talk about monthly check programs, universal basic income, guaranteed basic income, and even monthly stimulus check programs. Now all of these are virtually the exact same thing with a few minor differences, but they're very, very similar. Well, in this video, I do want to talk about how some lawmakers that are currently in Congress right now do want to start sending out $1,200 ongoing monthly checks for virtually everybody. Sounds pretty good, right? Yeah, exactly, and why I want to break down all the details for you right here in the video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am here for you right by your side every single day as your one and only daily advocate, it is my dedication, my commitment, and my promise to each and every one of you here in the community to continuously watch all this new information hitting the wire, do the necessary research, and bring it to you in these short videos every single day so you can stay posted on what's actually going on during this very busy, confusing, and very uncertain time that we're currently living through right now, as things are changing very rapidly and we're all wondering what's out there for us that we can possibly grab and or take advantage of. Again, I'm bringing you all that information each and every day, and most importantly, how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything else like that. So again, please remember, I'm here for you, advocating on your behalf every single day. That's my dedication, and as always, I'm sticking to it. So let's get into it and talk about what these lawmakers are suggesting, what they want to start doing as far as the $1,200 ongoing every single month, no strings attached payments for virtually everybody nationwide. We're not just talking about one state, we're talking about nationwide, across the entire nation, just like what we saw with stimulus checks over the last few years here, right? Sounds very, very nice, especially right now with prices very high on virtually everything and everything going on right now. Super weird time. Life has gotten really expensive over the last couple of years here. I think we can all probably agree on that, right? Housing is very expensive. Shelter, healthcare, food is very expensive. Virtually everything that we look at these days is very expensive, right? Yeah, things have changed a lot here over the last couple of years. And as we all hear all the time, it's the new normal. Well, I'm not sure about you, but I don't know if I love the new normal when it comes to pricing on virtually everything, right? Not a fan, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, right? I'm not really sure. Maybe you enjoy the higher prices. I don't think so, but you never know. All right, so let's quickly talk about what these lawmakers are now suggesting. So there are some lawmakers that are currently in Congress, the progressives, by the way, and by the way, I'm not taking political sides in any way, shape, or form. I'm just pointing out the groups that actually want to get this done. So the progressives want to see these ongoing monthly checks of $1,200 every single month for virtually everybody. Let me break down the details of their plan behind this, because we may actually start to see some of this happening right here, right now, right before our very eyes, and we may not even recognize it. All right, so here's what they want to do. They want to start sending out $1,200 ongoing monthly checks per adult in the United States who earns $75,000 as an individual or less, or $150,000 as a married couple each and every year, okay? So $1,200 per person. As a married couple, it'd be $2,400 a month. Now, they also want to send out an extra $600 per dependent, up to 3 dependents as well. So again, that could add up to a lot of money on an ongoing monthly basis, provided somebody has the income thresholds below what they actually have in place, right? The $75,000 or the $150,000 as a married couple. Now, as a result of their plan as well, they want to set up hundreds of satellite programs, right? Little pilot satellite programs all across the country. Now, what do I mean by this? Satellite and pilot programs. Basically, little test programs all across the country. They want to set these up and to see, how do these go? Does it make sense to send out ongoing monthly checks? Are they effective? Do they help out the beneficiaries that are on the programs, that are receiving the payments? What's going on here? Do these programs work? Well, here's what we found. Over the last couple of years here, these programs have become very, very popular, and we continuously see from all these programs that are out there right now, which, by the way, there's about 100 of these programs currently in place right now, sending out ongoing, no strings attached payments to a lot of people all across the country. They're going on across many, many different states right now. In fact, some of the states have multiple of these programs currently in place. In fact, I believe California is the one state that has the most of these programs going on within one state alone, okay? So California has probably 10 or 12 programs just within the state of California alone. Now, obviously, there's other states all across the country that also have many of these programs, and there's also other states, cities, counties, and locations all across the country that are in the process of setting up these ongoing monthly check programs. So we can clearly see from all the reports here over the last couple of years that these programs are very highly effective. They find that it changes the livelihoods of the beneficiaries. Wow, really? That's a shock. I never would have guessed that. If somebody gave us $500 per month or $1,000 per month, would it change our lives? I mean, seriously? Do they even need to run these reports? But they do run the reports, and they can clearly see from these studies, wow, it's changing the lives of the beneficiaries. Really? Did we have to hire like a brainiac to figure this out? I mean, I hope not, because anybody could have figured that out, right? Well, yeah, we all know the details behind these reports, right? We all know that this would obviously help out the livelihoods of the people that are getting the checks, right? So as a result of this, these lawmakers want to set up hundreds of these pilot programs, little satellite programs all across the country. In other words, it's like taking a handful of little like pebbles or something and basically throwing it all over onto a big map of the United States. That's kind of what I mean by like satellite programs. Basically, wherever the little pebbles land, it's kind of like, okay, we'll start one there, we'll start one there, we'll start one there. That's kind of what I mean by that, right? Well, they want to set up hundreds of these programs. Guess what? There's already about 100 of them in place right now. So over the last, call it, say, 2 years to 2.5 years, they've set up about 100 of these programs all across the country, setting the stage for exactly what these lawmakers want, is hundreds of these programs set up all across the country, the studies to come in, the reports to come in, and all of these progress reports to see what's going on with the beneficiaries. Are they benefiting from these programs, or are they not? Well, again, do we really need to waste a bunch of resources and time and all these things like this trying to assess if this is going to help the people? I mean, obviously, let's just use a logical thinking for just a second here. Yeah, the answer is yeah, it's going to help a lot of people in a pretty big way, right? So we've seen this from many of the reports that have already been coming out here over the last couple of years, and over the last several months here even, some of these reports coming out showing, yep, ongoing monthly checks help out in a really big way. The beneficiaries are using them to buy more food, to make sure that there's not as much food insecurity in this country. They're also finding better shelter, as in housing. They might be moving to a bigger or nicer place, something like that. They're getting better transportation, updating their vehicles, getting necessary repairs, making sure that their vehicles are safer to drive, right? Things like this. Getting necessary health care and dental coverages, or dental care, right? Because a lot of things, let's look at it this way. When somebody has very limited income, do they typically spend, I don't know, $300, $400, $500 to go see a dentist every 6 months and then find out, oh, we need a procedure, it's going to cost another $1,000? Does that happen? Not really. So a lot of people forego dental procedures and even dental visits because they're so incredibly expensive, and a lot of people simply don't have insurance coverages. So what they're finding from these reports is that continuously, time and time again, the beneficiaries that are enrolling in these programs and getting these ongoing monthly checks, wow, their health has improved as well because they're getting necessary medical attention. And again, they're going to things like dental appointments and stuff like this. The list goes on and on and on, how we can clearly see that these programs are helping out a lot of people that are enrolled in them. So this is exactly what these lawmakers want to see. They want to see, are these programs effective? Yes. Simple answer is yes. Y-E-S. You know what I mean? So that is what they're finding from these. And then what they want to do is compile all these results over the course of several years, and they want to start coming forward and saying, okay, we've got the evidence, we've got all the details that we need to know for the distribution of these ongoing monthly checks of $1,200 per person here in the United States on a nationwide level. Now remember, all of these programs that are set up right now are on the state level, okay? So maybe they're distributed on the state level, maybe it's a county level, maybe it's a city level, maybe it's in a certain region of one city level, okay? That is how they're currently being distributed. But the nationwide program that these lawmakers want to do would be on a nationwide level. In other words, the federal government would be the one distributing these checks, just like what we saw with the stimulus checks, basically starting in early 2020, late 2020, early 2021, and even the second half of 2021, where about 38 million households were getting the advanced child tax credit payments. virtually the same thing as that. The federal government distributing ongoing monthly checks in the amount of $1,200. That is what they're talking about. So, sounds pretty encouraging, right? Well, yeah, it sounds pretty good. And again, sounds like it's exactly what the people need. Now, a couple other things I want to point out as well. We've heard this a lot lately as well with all of this automation and AI, as in artificial intelligence. That's what AI stands for. They continuously see that, wait, we're going to be losing a lot of jobs, as in, things that are automated, that could be automated, are all of a sudden going to be pushing a lot of people out of work. And therefore, as a result of that, we've heard from a lot of people that it's inevitable that at some point here in this country, there will be some type of guaranteed basic income or a universal basic income type program, because there's going to be so many jobs lost and replaced by robots. In fact, have you heard about this? In some locations around the country, some of these fast food restaurants are already having robots serve everything. Can you imagine that? You go through the drive-through line, and there it is. A robot arm comes out and hands you your bag. I mean, seriously, it's happening. It's a real thing, okay? These stores, some of these locations around the country are fully automated by robots. Do you need people then? Well, unfortunately, no, right? Maybe one person to oversee the whole operation. That's it. As far as right now, how many people do you have typically working in one of these places? I'm not really sure. Is it 6, 7, maybe 8 people at one given time? You know what I mean? There's a number of different people. Whereas one person could oversee the entire operation, because you got a bunch of robot arms flipping burgers and doing all that stuff, bagging stuff and, pushing it out the window to people. I don't know, weird stuff, right? But it's a real thing, and it's actually happening. Sounds super weird, right? But it's a real thing, and this is also what's coming as well. So anyway, long story short, this is where this country is headed, right? This is where it's going, is automation, AI, robots, and then again, also the distribution of ongoing monthly payments, because there's going to be a lot of people that are out of work. As of right now, by the way, the labor participation rate is about 62%. It's actually a little bit over 62%. So basically meaning anybody between the ages of 16 and 65, 62% of the people are working. So again, just saying, right? And that number is only going to get lower and lower, just like what we've been seeing here over the last couple of years. So just pointing out all the details here, and I hope this one helps you, because I wanted to share all this with you. But of course, as I do get more details, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it all down and letting you know any further updates. But it's very fascinating to see this whole thing play out here. It's kind of a slow process, but ultimately, this is the trajectory of what's really going on. Kind of interesting stuff, right? Yeah, I know. I kind of watch all this stuff very closely, and I find it to be very, very interesting. So anyway, hope this one helps you. Of course, as I do get more details, I'll be right here for you, breaking it all down. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, and catch you again later in the next